Shannon, do you have a problem with how Cam's acting?
1,000% I have a problem with it. It's so disappointing. So let me get this right. I want to make sure I'm understanding this correctly. In the 97-year history of the National Football League, they've been playing professional football under the umbrella of the National Football League for 97 years. Cam Newton, of 24,000 players that have played this game and are playing this game, Cam Newton is the only one that hates losing. That's what he would have you believe, that Cam Newton, of all the players that's played, all the players that will play after Cam Newton hangs his cleats and helmet up, no one would have hate to lose more than Cam Newton. Can we get something to roll quickly in the monitor? And I had him to dig deep for this, Joe and Skip, because I wanted to see the difference in Cam Newton. Now, this is week 2 on the left. This is week 6 on the right. You see how happy he is? He's jovial. See, I'm a firm believer. As exuberant and jovial as you are in victory, you should be as gracious in defeat. Peyton Manning had won 4 Super Bowls, had won 4 MVPs, won the Super Bowl, lost, stood up there and had to take, after he threw the game-ending interception, a pick 6. Tom Brady had won 3 Super Bowls in a row, had to stand up there after losing not 1, but 2 in a row. Stood up there. Cam Newton, and I don't think I'm breaking any news to anyone. Cam's a front runner. When things are going good, he wants to be the drum major. He wants to be out front trumpeting the cause. He got it going. And if you go to an HBCU, you know how the drum majors do it. But when they lose, next question, better communication. But in the week 2 victory, he would have stood up there for hours on hours because you're asking him, how great is Cam Newton? How great is this Carolina offense with Cam Newton at the helm? It's great to get that bitter taste out of your mouth. Oh, he could just go on and on and on. But when they lose, next question, we just better communication. Skip, I want to share a personal story with you. We were 1996, we were 13-3. Divisional game, we're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're only 2 years in existence. So basically an expansion team. We're 13-3, number 1 seed to AFC. They come into our home and they beat us.
Mark Brunell,
yep. Jimmy Smith, Keenan McCardell, and Natron Means at the time. I remember after the game, Terrell Davis and I were sitting on the bench on the sideline, and we're just looking. We're looking at them, they're celebrating, they're walking off the field, and I'm saying to myself, and I'm thinking he's thinking the same thing, how do we let this happen? And we stayed out there for 10, 15 minutes, and I finally nudged him and said, come on, bro, let's go. We get in the locker room. Mike has already had his speech, done what he's done, so they start asking us questions. Now, 13 previous times, I didn't have a problem stepping up, asking, well, how did you do that, and how did you do this? You should have lost, you should have did, but we won the game. How would that be for me as one of the leaders that we lose, and now all of a sudden I have a problem talking to the media? So that's what Cam is saying. As long as we're winning, ask me as many questions as you like. But the moment we lose, I'm going to be a petulant child. I didn't get my way. We didn't win the game. And what? They never ask, why do we have to do the press conference after a victory? They never say we need 20, 30, 40, an hour after a win. They're ready to talk right away, aren't they, Skip? But the moment they lose, well, you know, this is an emotional game, and guys, I don't know why the media needs to come in 30 minutes after the game. You don't have a problem when you win. You got to take the same approach. Nobody hates lose. Everybody hates losing. Everybody wants to win. Cam, this is not mutually exclusive to Cam Newton. Winning and losing is not mutually exclusive to Cam. Newsflash, Cam. Newsflash, Cam supporters. He's not the only one to ever lose a game, nor will he ever be the only one. But it says a lot about you with how you handle wins and losses. And in closing, my side of the argument, Skip, unless you're Floyd Mayweather, unless you're Rocky Marciano, those are the only 2 professionals that have never tasted defeat. So they don't know what it's like to give a losing interview. So unless you're one of them, and Mr. Marciano is obviously deceased, rest his soul. So unless you're Floyd Mayweather, you don't know what it's like to give a losing press conference. Cam, come on, bro. It's time out for this now. You're one of the faces of the National Football League. You've made millions, and money doesn't have anything to do with it. But you got to be able to handle losses better than this. You got to.
I hear everything you just said. I appreciate everything you just said, especially from an ex-player Hall of Fame perspective. I value what you just said, but I disagree with everything you just said. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been in more locker rooms than even you've been in.
Absolutely.
And I've tried to interview quarterback upon star receiver, upon middle linebacker after defeats. And the only difference now is they put them on television. They didn't used to be on television. They used to be ganged up around at their locker with big media scrums, which happens a lot still today. But they usually take 1 or 2 or 3 players to that podium so that we can sit and absorb every last facial expression that we got from Cam Newton yesterday. I don't have a problem with it because he's being completely 1,000% real. Now, he's exposing his true sort of, so to speak, colors here.
But you know what,
okay?
Skip? You can still be 1,000% real and still be 1,000% wrong in how you handle the situation.
I got it, but we're always asking our stars to be themselves. That's exactly who he is. Now, is he a little bit of a petulant child, spoiled brat? I'm sure. Do I hold his father, Cecil, a little bit responsible here? I do. And I've gotten to know Cecil a little bit. We had him on my other old show. But in this case, he raised a good son, but a son he's a bad loser. He's a sore loser. But he's been that way from day one. And remember last year, Cam he did the old cliche about show me a good loser and I'll show you a loser. Okay, you would disagree with that because you would say you were a good loser, right? You can still be a winner and a good loser, humble in defeat. I get that, but in this case, this kid is thinking we have just fallen to 1 in 5, and they're going to find me if I don't go up there. Actually, it would have done Cam more good to stiff the interview. Like if we were just talking about, oh, he ducked on the media and he got fined for it yesterday, it wouldn't come across as badly as this did because you got to see it. You think so?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
absolutely.
I'm not sure we would have done the whole topic on it because now we get to see and dissect every response. And by the way, he did take, I didn't count the questions, but I'm going to say maybe 8 questions. He gave mostly 1-sentence answers. He gave a couple of next questions to a couple of questions. So basically didn't comment. And he finally just got sick and tired of it. And again, spoiled brat, said, I'm out. I'm not going to take any more of this from you people because you don't understand what I'm going through right now, which is what Peyton went through after his losses. Brady went through after his 2 Super Bowl losses.
Elway did it 3 times.
3 times. And you can't tell me that they took it any less hard than this kid is taking it. But in the end, the only people that aren't going to like it a lot are his sponsors or potential sponsors because they're going to think this is a really bad look, especially for a reigning MVP. It just does not play well. And the best point I thought you made is, as the franchise quarterback, you are the spokesman, not just for the team, but really for the whole franchise. So you have to put on, if you're capable, your best face and take the quote unquote media bullets. You know, you have to take them for your team.
Basically, they call you the company man.
Yeah.
Because you make all the right speeches, you say all the right things.
But you have to because that's your responsibility. That's part of your job description. That's what you're being paid, however much X millions that he's paid. But this kid, and he's still got a lot of kid in him, he's like, I'm going to be real with you.
But
I don't like this.
But Skip, he said after the fiasco that happened after the Super Bowl that he was going to handle it better, that he was going to do better. That's what he said. I give you, me and my brother, we used to play all the time. And I remember he would start to beat me. I would take the ball and throw it in the woods.
What kind of ball?
Basketball. We're playing basketball or football, whatever it was. We're playing. I would take the ball, throw it in the woods. he would go in the house and tell my grandmother. My grandma said, boy, you gonna get your, you know what I did, and go get that.
How old were you? Maybe like
Probably from the age, we played until he's 3 years older than I am, so probably from 7. And it was always the same thing. I get mad, I throw the ball in the woods.
this didn't just happen last week.
No,
right?
no. Oh, no. And my
I
grandma.
can see it happening last week.
No.
Okay.
And my grandma said, look, boy, if you don't get out there and get that ball and play, you not, and that's the way, that's people talk, boy, you ain't gonna win every time. But you need to be able to handle success and defeat.